Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Captain Kokomo Gaming. I am Captain Kokomo, and today we are taking a look at our mental health. We are asking ourselves, are we depressed? Or today, are we just being lazy? There is a difference. In short, depression is not a choice. Being lazy is something that we are choosing to do. There is a difference. Okay, the heavy part of that is that depression, while it is not a choice, we can still help ourselves. We can choose to pull ourselves out of that little hole that we are stuck in. Because depression is an actual measurable imbalance in the brain. It's an imbalance of serotonin, noradrenaline, and things like that. But it's not just that. It is also heavily reliant on your environment, on your personality, on stress levels, on things that are happening around you. It's how you react to them that is the difference. I will be the first to admit that I am lazy, but I know the difference between when I am getting lazy and when I'm just not caring. Alright, I'll explain each one a little bit more. Alright, being lazy, well, that's me. I have to admit it. I just flat out choose the easiest option all the time. It's a conscious thing. I don't like hard work, and I don't do hard work if I can avoid it. It's often seen as a negative, but in the past, I've heard stories of Bill Gates actually giving lazy people the important tasks because those people will choose to find the easiest way to do those important tasks more efficiently and more easily. Now that's a positive of being lazy, but being lazy can easily slide into depression if you're not careful. If you keep a hold on things, it's fine. I mean, being lazy is a temporary thing, and it won't last. I mean, you'll eventually do what you have to do, right? You can't just be lazy and not clean the house. When you're depressed, you don't notice that the house is even dirty. You don't notice your environment. You think that any negative effect that you're in is acceptable. Depression is a real thing. It can be measured inside your brain as an imbalance of chemicals. But like I said, it's not just that. It is a result of stress levels. If you're going through particularly stressful moments in your life, that can amplify the hell out of anything and make things 10 times more difficult. So that can help push you into depression. A prescribed medication can also do that. Whether it is for depression or not, all medications will affect your body in some way or another. And everybody is different and reacts to medications differently. So you need to talk to your doctor before you go on medication saying, look, I do think I am depressed. Will this help, or will this negatively impact my depression? The other side of the medication is the recreational imbalance of chemicals inside your brain, i.e. recreational drugs. I never can recommend those, even in the smallest amount. I have a history with those. I've struggled very hard to get past my history with those. I will never go back to those. That was a very dark part of my life, which I'm glad that I have beaten. I guess that you could say I've beaten a lot in my life. But those drugs will damage your receptors, damage everything in your brain to a point where sometimes it cannot recover. And you may be more susceptible to stress or depression later on in life. So please just avoid those substances at any cost. Excuse me. Even your personality can make you a target of depression. If you are somebody who worries more, if you're prone to paranoia, if you tend to focus on what negative things could happen rather than, oh good, that part of things did happen. Instead of focusing on the positive things, if you focus on the negative side of things, that will easily help with depression as well. Paranoia is also something that can lead to depression. Low self-esteem, that is a product of depression, but some people experience it without having the depression side of things. So yeah, even perfectionists, you think people who look like they've got everything under control, they know what they want, they know how to do it, and they get it done. They are even prone to depression as well, because people like that don't usually handle criticisms and critiques very well. So yeah, it can happen to anyone. It just takes being mindful of what is going on. So in closing, being lazy is not a crime. It shouldn't be confused or played up as mental illness. There are a lot of teenagers out there who will easily just, or people in general, I'm not just having to go at lazy teenagers, I was one of those, but people out there will just play up being lazy and call it depression when it's just something that's going to last a few days, and then you'll move on, you'll get over it. That's life. That is part of everyday living. You get sad, you learn from it, you move on. Being depressed, you don't move on. That's the difference. Being depressed usually lasts for weeks, sometimes even months, in my case, years. And it takes getting help to notice it and fix it. People with depression don't have the ability to just move on, learn from something and move on. People that are suffering from depression are, like I said in the previous video, they're sitting under a pile of wet blankets that is being pelted on them from a big storm cloud hanging over their heads. These people have lost the concept of what it is to live normally. They've lost the ability to find meaning in life. They've lost the ability to find value in themselves. And these are the things that you need to look for inside those people, because they can't find it themselves unless they've hit absolute rock bottom, and that is the dangerous stage where you don't want them to hit. I've been there. Rock bottom can only lead to one place. Now, there is all kinds of different things you can do to find out if you're just feeling depressed or feeling lazy. There are numerous little quizzes online that will tell you this and tell you that, but I think of those as those quizzes you find in magazines. I don't have any faith in them whatsoever. I do recommend you go to a GP and talk about it. The doctors are trained to identify these symptoms. They have proper clinical tests that they can run to see if you are actually depressed or just sad. And they will recommend you to a psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever you need to get better. But that's the big thing. I can't say it enough. If you feel like you are depressed, if you feel like you are anxious or having any difficulty inside your own brain, please go and talk to a GP. But anyway, this has just been a quick little video on the difference between depression or just feeling lazy. If you found any value in this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the subscribe button. And if you think somebody else can benefit from this, please share it around as well. I have been Captain Kokomo. I thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next one.